This is Gene Montestelli, and welcome to the Tapping Q&A podcast recorded live to tape from Williamsburg in Brooklyn. This is episode 389, originally aired May 21st, 2014. We recorded and re-edited for September 23rd, 2019. Hi everyone, hope this finds you well wherever you are and whatever time of day you're getting a chance to listen to this. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Every single week on the Tapping Q&A podcast, we answer the most common and uncommon questions about tapping and EFT so you can eliminate self-sabotage, take the action that you want, and move forward. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to spend a little time looking at and thinking about our system in multi-parts and in multi-ways. And I want to be really clear up front. I'm not talking about something like dissociative identity disorder. I'm not saying that you have multiple personalities, but you certainly know what it's like to be of two minds, to be in a situation where you can see as if one part of you is pulling yourself one way and another part of you is pulling yourself another way. And this is true not just when it comes to thinking, where we have emotional or cognitive parts pulling us in separate ways. You know, we are complicated creatures that are mind, body, and spirit. And at any particular moment, we can be more connected and more in tune to one part of our system and less connected to another part of our system. You know, oftentimes when I'm riding around on the subway and I see people passing time looking at stuff on their phone, and I do it too. There's no judgment on that. But you can almost see, as someone is engaged with their digital device in that way, that they become almost disconnected from their physical body. It is something that they're no longer closely in tune with. And I have to be really careful about this just throughout the day, you know, staring into the computer, that I actually have multiple timers set throughout the day to remind me to get up, to take deep breaths, to stretch, to change positions from seated to being on a high stool to standing up, because I have a desk that goes up and down. But it's difficult sometimes for us to be connected to all of the parts of ourselves without doing it in a really super conscious, deliberate way. So much so, I have a former client who every single morning would have a staff meeting, almost as if his entire system was this factory. And as he sat in bed, before he got out of bed in the morning, he would tune into the different parts of himself, the different parts of him physically, the different parts emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, and just kind of set the tone for the day, and was thinking, okay, we are all working together and it's important that we do that. And so this is exactly how we can do it. So today I have for you a little tap along audio that's going to help you to appreciate and reconnect with the different parts of your system. In some ways, just by going through a tapping script like this and just naming all the different parts of what we're doing, we're going to reconnect in a really specific way. The other thing is, by tapping in this way, not only are we reminded, but we're connected in a conscious and deliberate way. This is actually an audio from the Ruah Center. The Ruah Center is something that I put together a number of years ago. Every single day you get an email reminding you of audios that you can go find on the site for about 9 months. Every single day, one of those show up. If you're interested in being reminded daily to tap, all you need to go is go to tappingqna.com/RC, tappingqna.com/RC. The other thing to note is this particular audio was recorded a number of years ago, and I even believe I recorded this particular one on the road because it was something that came up while I was traveling and I want to capture. And so because of that, you're going to notice a difference in the audio quality, but it's still good enough for you to hear. Also, if you would like a printed out version of this script, if you go to tappingpodcast.com, go into the archive, click on the link for episode 389, you will find a link to where you can print out a script and even download a PDF. I've started creating PDFs for all the tap along scripts. Or you can download the Tapping Q&A app for in the both Android and Apple devices, where you get written versions of all the scripts there. So here is some really simple tapping to reconnect with the different parts of our system. We are a single unified being in the world,
But there are times where parts of us feel separated, parts from our past, parts of our body. And one of the things that we're able to do when we recognize this is actually use that to our benefit and extend love and healing to any particular part. And so today, we're just going to spend a little time extending love to our different parts, recognizing that they're all part of the whole. Tap in the side of the hand, take a nice big deep breath. And as we move through the process, just tap from point to point. I recognize I am a complicated system. That I am a multifaceted, multidimensional being. And I don't always think of myself in singular terms. I think of parts of me separately. And I have different emotions about each of these parts. And so today I want to appreciate those parts and appreciate the whole. And even though it might be hard for me to say these things, I give myself to say them as truly as I feel them. I send love and appreciation to my body. I send love and appreciation to my mind. I send love and appreciation to my spirit. I send love and appreciation to my history. I send love and appreciation to my present. I send love and appreciation to my future. I send love and appreciation to my dreams. I send love and appreciation to my worries which are trying to keep me safe. I send love and appreciation to the part of me that's keeping me healthy. I send love and appreciation to the part of me that's keeping me grounded. I send love and appreciation to the part of me that's keeping me thoughtful. I send love and appreciation to every part of my being. I send love and appreciation. I send love and appreciation. I send love and appreciation. I send love and appreciation.
As you can see, that's just really straightforward, nothing super complicated about it. But by going through a process like that, how easy it is for us to reconnect and be in the moment. And the more present we are to the different parts of ourselves, the easier it is for us to make good, thoughtful choices and to take the action that you want. If you know someone in your life who could use this particular audio, please be our ambassador, pass it along. Don't spam your inbox, but if you know a friend or two, or you want to stick it up on one of those social media channels, we'd really appreciate that. Basically, the marketing budget for the podcast is your word of mouth. And the number one way people find new audio is from a recommendation from a friend. So in introducing someone to this particular podcast, you might actually introduce them to the entire back catalog, which is 450 episodes deep at this point, over 130 hours of free audio. Because our goal this year is to get 9 new people tapping a day as a community. And if we get 9 new people tapping a day, then we would be in a situation where there would be over 3,000 new tappers, which would make all of us healthier as we travel around a healthier world. If you have not done so already, you can subscribe to the podcast. Subscribing happens in all of the places that you get audio, and in podcast terms, subscribing is free. It doesn't actually cost anything, even though there are audio platforms that charge. You will never be charged to listen to this particular podcast. All you need to do is go into Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify, wherever you listen to audio online or on your mobile device. You can find that Tapping Q&A podcast there. If you have a question or comment or something you'd like us to cover in the future, please let me know. I actually am working on a couple of episodes over the next couple of weeks that came directly from recommendations from listeners just like you. I can always be reached, Gene, Gene, at tappingqa.com. Or if you're on the website, just click on that contact link, and I would love to hear from you. For the Tapping Q&A podcast, this is Gene Montrestelli. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you real soon. Bye-bye. The Tapping Q&A podcast is copyright Gene Montrestelli, Tapping Q&A 2016. All views expressed by guests are those of the guests and not necessarily of Gene Montrestelli or Tapping Q&A.